To India next, where rights groups are sounding the alarm over authorities rounding up and forcing dozens of Bengali-speaking Muslims across the border into neighbouring Bangladesh. Officials say they are illegal immigrants originally from Bangladesh, but activists say many of them are Indian. The government in the eastern state of Assam has seen decades of tensions over alleged migrants and has promised to step up deportations. DW Special Correspondent Nimisha Jaiswal reports.
Shona Banu is a shell of her former self. Although she was allowed to return to her home in Assam, her brief deportation to Bangladesh haunts her. Weeks after her harrowing experience, she struggles to believe she's safe.
My brain is not working. How can it work? I feel strange. Had I died, it would have been better than this torture.
Banu says she was called in for what seemed like a routine check at the local police station. But she was transported overnight to a detention camp and then pushed over the border into Bangladesh.
They forced us through the border fence and shoved us to the other side. They started scaring us, as if they were going to fire on us. They pushed me into knee-deep water.
Banu's brother Ashraf Ali has been trying to support her. The ordeal to prove her Indian citizenship is not new to the family. A local tribunal declared Banu a foreigner a decade ago.
We have been fighting her case in the Supreme Court for 8 years. Despite this and spending so much money, they took my sister away.
Anyone who has been declared a foreigner could be at risk. These are not isolated cases. In this neighborhood alone, many people have already approached us with their documents, hoping for help. The numbers and estimates vary, but the government at one point said that as many as 150,000 residents of Assam have been declared foreigners. In a neighbouring district, the deportations have also terrorized Azimon and her husband Kader.
I'm terrified. I don't want to stay home at night. I'm losing my mind with worry. I haven't been able to sleep for many nights. I'm constantly worried. I spend the whole night worrying.
Their family has also spent decades in legal battles to prove they are Indian, collecting documents and receiving notices in a language they don't understand. A year ago, Kader had a stroke his family says was caused by stress. He breaks down in tears every time their status is discussed.
My grandfather and my grandmother have papers. My father is on the citizen list. He's been on all the electoral rolls. I'm not a Bangladeshi. All my ancestors, my whole family is Assamese. I'm not a Bangladeshi. I've submitted all my documents. Still, they have made me a Bangladeshi.
BJP spokesperson Kishore Upadhyay is skeptical of such papers. He says they can be easily forged, that Bangladeshi immigrants are falsely linking their names to Indian ancestors.
We have to end this. An illegal immigrant comes here and takes advantage of the gaps in our system, threatens our political future. We cannot accept that.
Upadhyay says the government will thoroughly recheck citizen lists and evict more foreigners. He claims their presence is part of a larger plot for an immigrant takeover of Assam.
If they're out to kill us, hurt our politics, our culture, to dominate us, why should we protect their human rights? Why should we suffer ourselves to protect their human rights?
Shahjahan Ali disagrees. He's been working as an activist for over 15 years, helping people with the grueling process of proving their citizenship.
Most of those affected are illiterate. They don't understand these official documents, and they're all in English. I've checked the documents of over 5,000 people, one by one each page, and not a single person is a Bangladeshi.
But a minor spelling or date error in these documents can cause someone to be declared a foreigner. Shahjahan says these deportations add to a clear targeting of poor Muslim families.
We're going to have state elections here in Assam next year. When Hindu-Muslim polarization happens here, it helps the BJP get more votes.
The deportations have left tens of thousands of Assam's residents in dread. the dread of being denied a legal process they don't understand, and of finding themselves being forced into what for most would be a foreign land.
And let's get more from Harsh Mander. He is a veteran human rights advocate and founder of Karwan-e-Mohabbat, a campaign helping victims of hate crimes in India. He joins us now from New Delhi. Welcome, Harsh. Illegal immigration, as you know, has been an issue in Assam for decades. But have people been pushed out of India like this before?
See, the truth is that this is not something that hasn't happened with previous governments. It is a completely extra-legal process because what the government, constitutionally, legally should do is to establish that a person is a foreigner, deal with the government to which that person belongs, and then exchange them in a way that is sort of humane and civilized. What is happening now is just that it's being done on a very large scale, and it's being it's combined with the larger agenda which targets India's Muslims ideologically with the present government, and which is why it has become very frightening. And it's the numbers have gone up even higher after the terror attack in Kashmir recently. It has happened, but it has happened in small tribbles. Now it is happening like a flood.
But what does the terror attack in Kashmir that you're referring to have to do with pushing these people out of India?
Their Muslim identity. Quite frankly, that is all that is causing them. So the Rohingya and Bengali Muslims are being targeted across the country, being charged with. And if you are Bengali-speaking Muslim in Assam, in Bengal, or in many parts of India as immigrants, everybody is terrified because if the government adopts this policy of pushing back, it means that it is not, it's not giving you a fair chance to prove your legal status. And the truth is that after the terror attacks, there's a sharp rise in anti-Muslim violence, and one part of it is precisely this that has happened. In fact, the day the attacks on Pakistan started, the same day, for instance, Rohingya people were picked up in New Delhi itself, packed into a plane, taken to Port Blair, put into a naval ship, blindfolded, taken to the shore close to Myanmar, and actually thrown into the sea. It's this kind of it's very cruel and it's unlawful. And it's targeted. It's all of the.
Just on the point of it being unlawful, we've seen cases of people who've been pushed out of Assam state, which is the one in the northeast of India that borders Bangladesh. People have been pushed out even though they had papers proving that they are Indian. How is the Indian government able to get away with that?
That's a great question. You see, just for your audience, along the way, the law and the Supreme Court has consented to this, turned around the burden of proof. So it's not the state that has to establish that you are a non-citizen. It is for you to establish that you are a citizen with vintage documents going back decades and decades in a country where people are unlettered, where records of this kind did not exist. So this has been happening for a while, and people are being put into detention centers. The detention centers were actually jails inside jails. People were kept there indefinitely. I took up the matter in the Supreme Court, and we fought a long battle. But please understand that this was one country. And for the last 200 years prior to India's independence and the partitions, people used to come from what Bengal into Assam. It was colonial policy because they created in the river islands, they created paddy fields, etc. So somebody of Muslim of Bengali identity is not automatically a foreigner. Most of them have come here for a very long time. What makes the BJP action even worse is that actually there were Bengali Hindus and Bengali Muslims in Assam, and up to prior to the BJP picking up this battle, both were equally othered in Assamese society, Bengali Hindus and Bengali Muslims. Now the targeting is precisely on Bengali-speaking Muslims by this action, which is actually illegal and unconstitutional.
Thanks for bringing us all of that context, but we'll leave it there for the moment. Harsh Mander, a human rights advocate and founder of the initiative Karwan-e Mohabbat. Thanks so much.